Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brent. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The tight end in motion right. Tua sets up to pass it. This will be caught by Brown. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. The Dolphins had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
Got him in. It's Brown. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. When you look at this defense, they currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. But some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down. In motion is Westbrook-Ikhine. Play action. Now it's Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion is Westbrook-Ikhine. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or it could have been trouble. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now He's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
They'll start with the option. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. You talk about this Miami defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
And this game, for them, is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays.
That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 15 carries, 55 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
Here is 3rd and 5. Jackson now. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They set up the screen for Henry. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now he's going to get it on the jet sweep. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Here's Tua. That is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Achane on the counter. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier. 1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Three 0 after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Jackson. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Flushed out right. And they can't bring him down. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they'd pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
They go play action with Jackson. A check down here for Henry. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Jackson got his target. That's Kohler. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. Play action. It's Jackson. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. Oh, some strong running. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
From From the 15 now after the sack. It's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Jackson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal. So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays, and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. Nifty move. And he'll have a Dolphins 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. A run straight ahead with Achane. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Right back to Achane on 2nd down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And that will be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break. adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Jackson from the shotgun. A short throw caught by Andrews. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw is Jackson. He's going to look deep, end zone for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. On third down, Henry. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will tie things up at 6-6. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to loft it. Deep right sideline. That is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up in the Steel City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jerome Ford, 107 yards on the ground. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Hand off to Achane to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. In motion, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Just a disaster of a series here. 3rd and long, no one open anywhere. This ball just has to be thrown to the sideline.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. A nice little juke. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the gun, Jackson. Complete. It's Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Here's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Stay
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard 2nd down.
At the 32-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. And now hang on here. Looks like we have an injured player. Yeah, Mark Andrews is in some discomfort. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 more there and another 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Hopkinson in motion left. They go play action now. Jackson. The catch made by Hopkins. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So it's his 3rd field goal now with the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives them the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
Now, they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. So that, a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the 3rd quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball game instead of being in a position to win.
Extra point attempt to come here. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Miami.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throw out wide is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Tua going to throw. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now Tua. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down, right around the 17. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth.
A 34-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson, options out left. Able to slither by. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, that'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
Off the option, here's Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. The 3rd down conversion successful, a gain of 11.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
In motion right, one of the tight ends. A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the Dolphins' 42-yard line.
Now Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Play action. Now Jackson. Shakes off the sag, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up to the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Running left, Achane. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Little short pass here to Hill, and he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Tua sets up to pass it. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Jackson finds his man. It's Kohler. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now it's Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Again, Jackson. He completes it to Henry. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Jackson now. Oh, able to avoid him. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Throwing now is Jackson.
This will go to Henry out wide.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow give the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
So Tua and the Dolphins
down by 10. Just over 1:40 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance.
Now Tua. And that's going to be incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Throwing Tua.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Here's Tua.
He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Baltimore, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll drop to 0-2.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.